morning. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Thanks for taking the time out to see our new products. We officially launched on Friday, so you guys are the first to really get to see us do a little bit of a seminar and install today. We do have an install video that's now uploaded on our website. So if you go to the Glen-Gery website, go to StoneFit, you'll see the install video that's there that you can use that as well. So Neil and Sabad are going to do some installation. You know, one of the things, the prep work, when you get to the wall, a lot of times the tie-back or the house wrap is already on the building, which is perfectly fine. But we're recommending 2 layers of some kind of a moisture barrier, and the tie-back is perfectly fine. The second layer, we're going to recommend some kind of a drainage mat. Mortar vent makes a great product. Glen-Gery actually has a mortar vent or a drainage mat as well, and I know that Illinois Brick carries one also. So again, just make sure it's 2 layers of some kind of a vapor barrier, moisture barrier on the wall for prep. The key to the system is the starter strip. The starter strip that we're using here is the prototype. We actually brought a piece of what we're recommending. This is again Glen-Gery's starter strip. It's available in 2 colors. We'll have a brown and a gray, basically to match the 2 colors that we're making. The starter strip is key to the component because the bottom piece locks into the starter strip. So it's imperative that you have the starter strip when you're starting the installation. So again, making sure we're following the guidelines of manufactured stone, keeping it up 2 inches on concrete. And again, this is a weep screed as well as a starter strip, so the moisture needs to come out the bottom. So key to the starter strip is making sure it's level, because if the starter strip is level, then your whole wall will be level. And then just periodically checking it.
So are there holes?
Yes. So there will be holes in the starter strip. So that's part of the weep screen. It allows the moisture to come in. Yep, exactly. Now with our starter strip, it also incorporates flashing. The building codes for 2017 are going to require flashing along with a weep screen. So our system incorporates both flashing. It's all 1 unit. So anyway, Neil has been with this product from the inception. So Neil's been doing a lot of the installation. So if there's questions that come up, please engage Neil and Sabad with anything that you might see that I missed. But the system is probably, well, it's not probably, from an installation standpoint, it's 50% faster from an install standpoint than regular manufactured stone. So basically what you'll see is when you get to the wall prep is basically the same. Again, 2 layers of some kind of a vapor barrier, but that's where it ends. So you don't have to wire mesh, you don't have to scratch coat, no sand, no cement, it's very clean. But it's about 50% faster from an install standpoint than regular manufactured stone. So Neil is going to go ahead, they're going to install the vapor barrier because we're ready to go pretty much on that. We want to make sure that the starter strip is overlapped. Again, if you guys have any questions here as they're going.
Chuck, is that the same vapor barrier material that was used for the Fintech system?
That's correct. Very same. Very same. And with your drainage mat, is there an overlap piece with the system as well?
Van. We sell vans, right? So yeah,
is there an overlap? Yeah.
What's the overlap for?
Well, that's where he just tucked it up.
So he just tucked. So I was just going to say. So for the starter piece, when you start it, you just fold it up underneath. It acts as an insect barrier, so insects can't get underneath the system. But then on the next layer, that overlap would come out over the top.
Over the top, okay.
So plywood, OSB, there's a product called Zip Wall that is actually some kind of wood with a in between. Those are totally acceptable. The good news is you don't need to hit a stud. So with this system, as long as it's plywood, OSB, or the zip wall, no studs are required when you're screwing this in. Now, from a commercial standpoint, that's where we run into a little bit of a technical detail that we'll need to provide. So a commercial where you don't have plywood, or you have like a dense glass, or you have something else where a stud is required, the spacing is a little bit different on where our tabs go. So we'll have to get you some detail on that.
So you have two different stones?
It won't be different. It'll just be there's an extension piece that'll go with to allow you to hit the stud.
Oh, okay.
Chuck, with the fastener, use a different type of material too, from metal stud versus?
No, so the fastener, Jerry has a fastener that works great with metal studs. Yeah.
We actually put three on the list. You put a wood one, a screw one, and a base.
He's gonna actually, he's gonna bring that piece down. Yeah.
Got an overhang.
Yeah. Bottom when he took it.
Yeah. How does that keep insect out?
So basically, the back portion just keeps them from crawling back up inside there. If you go back and you like touch it. So once you get out that bottom, insects aren't going to get in it. If someone tried to with the heat, let me get it.
3 to 6?
3 minimum.
Okay.
6 just to make sure.
But then you stapled that overlap piece on the bottom instead of tucking it all the rest of the way up.
Yeah.
So they're assuming that the insect barrier is gonna work and they're not gonna penetrate.
The bottom, that's right. You don't need to get up underneath that.
No, but they're not worried about it above there.
This flap, they usually will butt it together, and then let the flap do the overhang.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's
Okay.
So do more than that.
Yeah, no,
More
I did
than
one
this
at the beginning.
A lot of the install is gonna be what's called a wainscot, if you're familiar with that. And the sill's gonna be right in this area. So if it's doubled up,
Yeah.
you can't do anything about it.
So basically now that, the nice thing about this display is we have a corner and outside corner piece. So, typically, and Neil, I'll let you talk to that, but you like to start at the corner and work your way away from both of the corners.
Yes, sir. You started down there and work towards the corner. These are pre-molded, so if you were a half an inch off, how would you fill that? So we start with the corner and we work off of that. You don't have that problem. I can cut it in.
Cut it, yeah.
With the utility pieces if need be, or paint.
We recommend working out of 2 boxes, and that's basically just for color. The pattern fits together no matter what pieces you pull out of the box, the pattern goes together. But just from a color standpoint, Neil likes to lay it out, making sure he has all the color, so you don't get any blotchiness on the wall, just like any other stone product.
Chuck, what's the weight of each piece?
So, the box is going to weigh, so we got 9 pieces in a box, 9 square feet. It's about a 100-pound box. So, yeah, I'd say it's a 1 square foot per piece, so it's. One of the things we talked about, there is sometimes, the nice thing about this system, it's tongue and groove at the bottom and top, and the sides are slanted so they all lock in as well. We have seen some overpour on the lips, but just make sure the guys know we just gotta be careful with it.
You guys want to move up?
Yeah, help
Most of
yourself.
us can move on
And
up.
the channel's perforated, there's holes in the channel?
Yes. It's not on this one, but they're arching, they're will be holes.
So, you're saying that everything's, angled, you have flush surfaces for the,
So we actually have 90-degree corners. So just
Well, I just went in, so
you look like flat pieces.
well, no, these edges are,
yeah, so they're slanted, so when they lock in,
right,
each piece is gonna lock in with each other.
okay. Well, I guess we'll see.
recommending 2 screws per stone, so you don't need to use all 4. Especially again, with the plywood, it's there to stay.
Now, before you put the next screw in, you're putting.
One square foot.
Roughly 18 inches.
18 inches?
18 to 18 and a quarter roughly.
And the height, 6?
8.
8?
This height's 8. Yeah.
8 by 18?
Yes, sir, 4-inch pins.
So if this was a corner, and it doesn't look perfectly, are they cutting it? That's what we're gonna find out. Need a longer screw.
I think I hit screw on screw.
Screw on a screw?
Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
had a screw that was being used for.
So if you wanted to finish this, if you wanted to just stop the stone at this wall, at this edge, we have a J channel in the matching colors that you can run the stone into the J channel,
Is it as deep as the stone?
deep as the stone.
It's gonna lip.
So would you use, like on an inside corner, you use a double J, one on each side?
Good. Yeah.
Good, yes.
Or would you run one past or one just J at one?
It's a
Or
lot harder. You can run the stones and overlap them, and you have to use the utility pieces, or you could do the chain. Run one to the wall, chain to the stone, and one to the chain.
That plastic piece that you see going across the tabs serves a couple purposes. One is that it's a safety feature for the box that you don't cut yourself when you're pulling them out. Second thing is that it keeps the stone tight against the wall. With a lot of the competitors' products, in a heavy wind, just like vinyl siding, you'll get chatter. So with that plastic strip, it keeps it tight, keeps it from any movement on the wall.
Now, I may have missed this, but you mentioned utility pieces.
Yes.
What are this?
So those are the single pieces. There's 2 of those in each box.
Oh, 2 in each box. Okay.
It fits in with the pattern no matter where you use it, so it's not like it's left over. You can use it and fit it right in.
Okay.
But when you cut, that's the piece you want to cut.
So you have 2 utility pieces and 7 other pieces, gives you the 9?
Should be 8. So there's 8 other
So
ones.
these utility pieces are counted as 1.
Make it 10.
Take it out of there. Got it upside down for one thing.
Yeah, I got the zoom. I'm going for real artistic shot.
Yeah, that's what those pieces are for. house, you come over to my house. Wow, look at that.
It's good.
Didn't even have to talk nice to him.
So far, so good.
Easy peasy. But again, what happens when you get to the corner?
You can't wait to see the corner.
Like if there's not a,
I know.
like if
Huh?
it's a finished, like if it's a finished corner.
We gotta use a corner.
Well, what if it's like, if
No,
just
he
a,
wants to talk about a
like a
can.
finished in, like it doesn't need.
Well, that's
So if it doesn't meet,
utility pieces.
so you'd have to use,
Get the cut.
Have you put any utilities in yet at all?
No, I have not.
Okay. Maybe just show the guys how the utilities fit into the pattern regardless of where.
I mean, this works out
Nicely done. Perfect.
it never works out that way. Right?
I think it's crooked.
And you're on.
See, the system is thinking for you.
Well, if you get the channel straight, the rest of you.
Yeah.
Like when Sam's piece is
If it
crooked.
doesn't match up,
And Lance says your piece is crooked.
like that. Yeah.
The whole thing is going down.
So do you cut? How easy that was.
Hey Shaw, we stock those?
No mortar to pull off, nothing.
They know about this, the new promo. Get a free motor meal.
Yeah. And I would try to put them in the middle, stagger the cuts anywhere. Start, you put corners on either end, and then I can work it.
Right. So don't cut the bottom end, cut the top end.
Right. And I mean, that's gonna be typically under a window.
Right.
So on those stones, I would cut this channel. If a window started here, on these stones, I would just cut that in, rip it down, cut the channel in. I could still do this right under.
Right.
Still,
Say it's like a longer window.
then you're gonna have to glue it if it's a longer
Glue
window.
it, it's always glued, you would never put any type of mortar in there or anything?
No. I mean, you probably could use mortar on man-made stone, but then you gotta bring all, if you're gonna
Right.
bring all that, you know, why'd you pick this stone?
Yeah.
Well, I just meant, I don't know if this one's just by itself, it's not fastened in any way, I don't know.
The glues they have nowadays, what here, you won't be able to pull it off or out. If the window is larger, screw here, cut a piece in here, and I'm gonna glue that in there.
Right.
Well, would you do any type of flashing anywhere then?
The window will be caulked. Once these should butt right up to a window. See some.
Or then once you're over the window, then you have to start with another ledge?
If you had the window up to here, yes, you would need to
All
flash above
openings
the
need
window.
to have a
Yeah.
starter track?
Not so that you don't have to have that. You just have to cut the tongue off if you did. But you definitely would have to flash it with something.
So you might as well use the starter track if you're gonna flash it anyway.
It will depend on the style of window. Some of them will have a groove in the back where that groove will set in.
Okay.
If it doesn't, it's going to
Oh, I
raise it
gotcha,
up.
I gotcha. You're right.
It just depends on the
Yeah.
style of window.
Okay. Yep.
Usually when you get on residential, that light box is just kind of hanging there on a wire. Now, if it's already fixed, that's another issue, but there'll be one of those available in this piece. Flashing detail at its top comes down across over the top there, right? Top of it. Yeah, so it comes down here to allow any,
From the window.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and usually with cementitious siding or vinyl, it's the same guy installing the
Yeah.
whole wall.